Well, hello, hello. How are you doing? How are you doing? This is the S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Says podcast, episode number 452. Oh, yeah, 452 for you. How's it going, my friends? You know what? I ask people online about guilty pleasures, and we all seem to have guilty pleasures, but are you really guilty about them? Or do we say we're guilty about them because we don't want to hear any crap from other people? I think that's what's really going on. Because of the pleasures that I have, I don't feel guilty at all. But you call them guilty pleasures because it's socially acceptable. You're supposed to call them that. But what are your guilty pleasures, man? Right? I know what my guilty pleasures are. My guilty pleasures usually take place on Sunday, right? And my guilty pleasure is football. I don't need football in my life, but I enjoy football. I don't need it, but I enjoy it. And now football season is over. And I still have Sunday to do what I want to do with it. Oh, yeah. You see, the people around me over the course of time have been trained over the decades, leave S. Anthony alone on Sundays. And they think it's because of football. And because football lasts a big chunk of time, they don't realize that once football stops, there's really no reason for them not to bother me on Sunday because I'm probably not doing anything. But I'm not going to tell them that, oh no, Sunday's guilty pleasure day. They call it a lazy Sunday because it's the one day where you get to be lazy, and you should get to be lazy. If you're in a relationship, oh, Sunday's a fantastic day. If you don't have kids yet, or if your kids are growing and out of the house, if you're in a couple, Sunday is a good day. Think about it. You're with your lady. Oh, yeah. And what do? You're sitting around, both of you in your drawers. And there's nothing better as a man, than to see your lady walking around the house in nothing but drawers. You know how happy I was when I've lived with women, when I dated ladies that were at my house or I was at their house, and we're just sitting around on a lazy Sunday. She's walking across the room. She's wearing nothing but panties and one of my t-shirts. Man, that's one of the best sights in the world. The only sight that's better than that sight is the sight of what we were doing before she put on my t-shirt and put her panties back on. Yeah, I said it. But it's a fantastic sight, man. Married guys living with ladies know that, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. You love your guy. You get mad when he wears the gray sweatpants outside the house, and you know why. But it's okay if he's walking around in the gray sweatpants when he's home, isn't it? You know how many times we're so you ain't putting them on, but then all of a sudden when we're in lazy Sunday at the house, she don't mind if I walk around wearing certain things. Oh yeah, because the stuff that she don't want nobody else to see, she don't know. She doesn't matter if she sees it because it belongs to her. If you know what I'm talking about, lazy Sundays are guilty pleasure days. A lot of people when they're on a diet, what's the day they choose to eat the junk food? A lot of guys, and I was one of those, you would eat healthy 6 days a week, but when did you eat the junk food? Lazy, guilty pleasure day Sunday. You're watching the football game, that's when the pizza comes out. You're watching the football game, that's when the beer comes out. Oh yeah. And should we really feel guilty about guilty pleasures? Hmm, I don't think so. You should be calling them just pleasures or, yeah, I like it, shut ups. I think that's what we should change it from guilty pleasures. We should change guilty pleasures from guilty pleasures to, yeah, I like it, shut ups. We shouldn't feel guilty. We shouldn't move them off to the side where nobody sees us. If you want to sit in your car and eat a piece of cheesecake, sit in your car and eat a piece of cheesecake. Okay, it's kind of me. Uh, I, I, it was a girl I was dating one time, and it's not like I didn't want to share, but I mean, some things you just want to have to yourself. Not that you're trying to hide them, but sometimes you just don't want to have to discuss and have a conversation on everything you do. You ever just been eating a sandwich and somebody tries to strike up a conversation about the sandwich? It's even worse when the sandwich is a hot sandwich. It's a cheesesteak or a hamburger, and you want to eat it while it's hot, and they're asking you what's on the sandwich, and you have to stop eating to answer the dumb questions. Or maybe they want to take a bite of it. They won't even take another one. If you bought them one themselves, they wouldn't even want it. They just want some of yours. They just want to stick their fork in yours. And you don't mind sharing things with this person, but sometimes you like to have a thing to yourself. You have the guilty pleasure of the cheesecake in the car. Go to the place, you buy the cheesecake, right? You walk in there and you walk in there like you're doing something wrong. Your wife is on the other side of town. You work on the other side of town, and the cheese place with the cheesecake is across the street from your office. There's nothing wrong with eating the cheesecake. It's not like you have to go back home and say, hey, honey, here's a list of things I did that you wouldn't approve of during the course of the day. Nothing relationship damaging, nothing that's going to change the way you feel about me, but just kind of things you would just disapprove. You would disapprove them just enough to stop me from enjoying those things. And I don't want to hear it. I remember I was with a girl and we were both trying to lose weight at the same time, and I was doing a good job and she was doing a good job. I know for a fact that she went to one of these it was a mall that was where she worked, and I happened to be there. I did not go down there to see her. I was going down there to do some shopping because I, do comedy, so I have, different hours than she does, right? I didn't think she'd be in there. And that was the only place that had the crap that I wanted. So I figured I'd slide in there, grab it, and come back. I wasn't even going to say, hey, I'm down here, because what am I going to do? Call her at work and tell her to come downstairs and talk in the mall? No, I didn't think much of it. But so I go in there and I get the thing that I'm looking for. And I'm like, yeah, got it. Couldn't find it. I'm glad it was here. And I'm leaving the mall. Leaving the mall. And who do I see? I see her over there. And she's my girlfriend, so I know what she looks like. I know her body, and I saw a familiar, perfect buttocks. Yeah. And I was considering going over there and saying, hi, baby, and giving her a little kiss or something like that, right? Maybe rubbing her butt a little bit. Don't judge me. Shut up. Don't judge me. Right? But, I noticed where she was standing. She was standing by a place that sold cookies. And she bought some cookies. I didn't think much of it. Not a big deal. I figured she only had one cookie. And who cares? It's just one cookie, man. It's a guilty pleasure. She wants to have a cookie. She's been working out. Granted, one time I actually walked by a sugar packet and got yelled at for an hour. You walked by a sugar packet. That's too close to eating it. You bastard. Yeah, okay, calm down, right? That's how strict she was on me. We were supposed to be holding each other accountable. And there's a difference between holding someone accountable and browbeating them, but that's a different story. And she was very super ultra strict, drinking diet water and low calorie ice cubes when I was around. But now all of a sudden I see her, and what is she doing? She's at a cookie place. At a cookie place. Yeah, I said at a cookie place, getting cookies. And I'm thinking maybe she's getting them for someone else. She wasn't getting them cookies for someone else. She was getting them cookies for her. How do I know? Because as she's walking out of the mall back to her job, she shoved 6 big giant cookies down the throat, drinking soda. And it wasn't even diet soda. Oh, really? I'm going to hold on to this information for later. Yeah. So I'm going and getting my cheesecake, right? And I would have taken it home and eaten it from her. I was considering actually getting my cheesecake, sitting at the table, waiting for her to come out of the other room and begin slowly eating the cheesecake. And when you eat a cheesecake and you act like you enjoy it too much, oh God, this is the best cheesecake. Going all of that stupid sounds people make when they love food. I was considering doing that and just waiting for her to come over. I can't believe it. We're supposed to be working out. You're doing so well. And now you first of all, you walked by a sugar packet one time, right? One time you called me sweetie. That's too close to sugar. So I said, stop calling me that. You called me honey. I said, oh, you better call me low calorie honey. That's how strict I am. And you're sitting here eating cheesecake in front of me. And then I would have said, you know what, honey, you're right. I should put down this cheesecake. Maybe I should have some Auntie M cookies, like 6 of them. How about that? Huh? Yeah, that's right. But I didn't want to do that because then she would have got mad at me, and then I would have wound up going home, never having touched anything or taken my pants off. I'm not stupid. Even though I was in my 20s at the time, I wasn't dumb. Right? So I shut up and I wanted to eat my cheesecake, but I didn't want to hear any crap from her. So what did I do? What did I do? Once again, I walk into the cheesecake place, boom, boom, bum, 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 like Mission Impossible. I'm looking around. I'm surprised the way I walked in, like I was on some kind of spy mission. I'm surprised the security guard and 15 cops didn't come busting in thinking I was doing something illegal, right? Get my cheesecake, right? You would put it in the paper bag? Yeah, put it in the bag, man. Put it in the bag, man. I don't know nobody to see it. You don't want anyone to see that you're buying a cheesecake from a bakery. I'm pretty sure that people knew that you've gotten some kind of bakery good from, the bakery that you're in. Okay. And you're in the section with cheesecake, and there's an open window to the public. People walking by can literally see that you're buying cheesecake. I literally have a hat on that says best cheesecake in the state. I think people know you have. I don't want to hear that crap. Just put it in the bag. Put it in 2 bags. Yeah. Throw some lettuce in there. Sir, we don't have it. You're being an idiot. We don't have any lettuce. Just take the cheesecake and give me the money. Right? I get in my car and I'm driving around. Right? I don't want to eat the cheesecake in that driveway because I don't want anybody to see me. The last thing I need to have happen is have one of her friends go, I saw him eating some cheesecake in the car. Oh, I don't want to hear that crap. Oh, no, 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 no. So I drive around. Yeah. I find an alley someplace, which is really dumb because sitting in an alley and not paying attention is, how you get carjacked, but that's a different story. I'm looking at the cheesecake as I get closer to the place where I'm going to park, and I'm looking at that cheesecake, and I'm in my mind using trash talking the cheesecake in my mind, looking down at it like, I'm about to tear you up. Oh, yeah, I'm going to eat you. I'm going to destroy that cheesecake. I'm going to tear that cheesecake up, Jack. Looking at a cheesecake like I'm watching an adult film, even though I don't know what an adult film is. I've never heard of those things. I'm pretty sure that means films that star adults, right? That's pretty much all that means. Don't judge me. Moving on, right? So you sit there, you're leaning down, eating the cheesecake, looking double suspicious. Do you know how suspicious it is for a young guy parked in an alley, curled up with his head down by the steering wheel, right? So inevitably, what happens? Somebody calls the police. The police come up to the car, tap on the window. Buddy, what are you doing in there, buddy? Looking at me all angry. And I turn around, got cheesecake running out of my mouth. Got the cheesecake container in my hand, and then you're getting laughed at by the police officer. He goes, cheesecake? You know what these people thought you were doing? They thought you were, engaging in some kind of activity where you're imbibing something a substance. And I said, yeah. I said, they thought you. I said, I know. He goes, why are you hiding in an alley eating cheesecake, man? I mean, you could have, we thought that. I said, I know. Sorry, officer. What is wrong with you? I said, well, my girlfriend and I are on a diet and we're working out. And, I walked by a packet of sugar and she said she was mad at me because I was too close to the sugar. And he goes, stop, 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 stop. I'm married. I know what you're going through. I know what you're going through. I get it. But just look, if you're going to eat cheesecake, just couldn't you do it in the parking lot? Her friends might have seen me in the parking lot. I get it, but you almost got arrested. I was like, sorry, officer. He goes, all right, just finish the cheesecake and get out of here. And he turns around and waves to the people in the window as if to say everything's cool. And Lady Lee leans out. What's going on? He's eating some cheesecake. Eating cheesecake? I thought he was doing some kind of illicit substance. No, he's afraid of his girlfriend. He's afraid of his girlfriend. I get it. He's hiding. He's eating food and hiding from his woman because he's a punk. Hey, Charlie, come here. Look at the guy. Hey, what's going on? And the guy that was in the car that was leaned over by his steering wheel. Yeah. Was he doing some illegal substances? No, he was hiding some cheesecake because he didn't want to eat in front of his girlfriend because he's a wussy and a punk and a chump. That's great, honey. Why don't you go back there? I want to give this guy, talk to this guy about how crazy it is for him to do that. Okay, I'm gonna go back and finish doing what I was doing. Okay, see it. Okay, officer, you can take out. We got it from here. I don't blame you, son. I don't blame you, son. I know what you're doing. I do the same thing. It's not cheesecake. For me, it's chicken wings and French fries. She's driving me crazy up here. All right. I feel free. I can. She's not going to hear you. No, no. She's in there watching her stories. She's got the TV blasting. Like I could barely hear you now. It's not a problem. Okay. From now on, you can park behind my house and eat your cheesecake whenever you want. Okay. But just don't do it Thursdays at 6 o'clock because that's when I park there and eat my chicken wings and French fries. Your wife doesn't notice the car in the back of the house? Of course not. She expects me to be home at 6. I get here at 5:15 and enjoy my chicken wings and French fries. She never looks out the back window. She only looks out the back window on Sundays. The rest of the day, she's doing some other stuff. It's all right. But like I said, well, how about where'd you get the chicken wings and French fries from? Frankie's Place. Oh, I like Frankie's Place. Hey, how about this? How about you pick up some chicken wings and French fries, and I'll meet you there. We'll sit in your car and eat the chicken wings and French fries. You'll see your car, and she won't know it's me home from work early. Sounds like a plan. And we've been eating chicken wings and French fries behind that guy's house for the past 10 years. Okay, that part didn't happen. But what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, listen, I mean, it's okay to have a guilty pleasure. There's nothing wrong with it. People always act like it's a bad thing to have a guilty pleasure, but if you really think about it, I mean, isn't that what life's about? Doing things that you just for the sheer joy of it, right? Maybe you just want to sit on your porch and watch people watch. I used to do that. Sometimes I'll do that if I'm in the right place. You can maybe go to there's an area that's more touristy where you live. Maybe you just want to go there and people watch. Maybe you want to go to a tavern or a bar or someplace and just talk to strangers, strike up a conversation. Maybe we're going to go to the sports bar. Maybe you want to go to a library and talk to somebody. Maybe you want to do just some things that make you feel good, that don't cost any money and it doesn't hurt anybody, right? Because if you think your spouse is not, like I said, we're not talking about cheating or anything like that. If you don't think your spouse has guilty pleasures that they're hiding from you, you're crazy. And if you want to, and just so you know, I didn't really bust her out about the cookies. I never said anything about the cookies. But it's okay to say something about the cookies because that relationship is like 900 years ago, and I don't care what she thinks anymore. Right? But there's nothing wrong with having guilty pleasures, my friend. Just enjoy the things you enjoy. If you want to have a piece of cheesecake, take that cheesecake home and eat it. You got to train people how to treat you. People know don't leave S. Anthony alone on Sundays because of football. Leave S. Anthony alone. And they learn over the course of time. And with that particular girlfriend, even though I didn't bust her about the cookies, I brought the cheesecake home. In fact, I bought a piece for her. She didn't eat it, probably because she was still eating them daggone cookies. But that's a different story. Because I mean, here's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, I get to eat my cheesecake in peace. She gets to eat a piece of cheesecake, and because she also eats a piece of cheesecake, she has to stop talking crap about me eating a piece of cheesecake. Right? Best case scenario, she stops talking crap about me eating a piece of cheesecake. She doesn't want the other piece of cheesecake, and I get to eat the other piece of cheesecake, right? So it's a win-win for me, especially once I figure out a way to make her stop giving me a hard time, which I did eventually. So my friends, enjoy your guilty pleasures. I don't care what it is. As human beings, we should have guilty pleasures. But once again, instead of calling them guilty pleasures, I say call them shut up, I'm doing them anyways. And that's what we're going to call it from now on, folks. We're not going to call them guilty pleasures. We're going to call them shut up, I'm doing it anyways. And when it came to that cheesecake, I said, shut up, I'm doing it anyway. Actually, I did not say that. I said, come on, baby, let me just eat my cheesecake. I've been good 6 days a week. I deserve this because I'm not ticking off a woman I want to have sex with later. Don't judge me. You know what I'm talking about. So, my friends, have that cheesecake, right? Have that slice of pizza if it's healthy for you. Now, if your doctor says, hey, don't eat that crap, then don't eat that crap. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm speaking metaphorically. It could be something as simple as, like I said, is going to people watch or watching a movie or reading a book or something simple, whatever it is, playing an instrument, going to an art class, sitting down and meditating. I don't know, watching a stupid television program, but there are certain things that you shouldn't be guilty about. And one of them is listening to my podcast. I know you don't feel guilty about that. You know what else you shouldn't feel guilty about? If you're not subscribed, subscribing to this podcast. You should not feel guilty about that at all. And you know what else you shouldn't feel guilty about? Rating and reviewing this podcast. 5 stars, please. Right? And telling friends to come back and listen to it too, recommending it to people and retweeting, reblogging, and re-whatevering on the internet. I would appreciate that, my friends. So, here's something I don't feel guilty about. Telling you that I appreciate you. And thanking you for listening to me, my friends. I will see you again next time. Take care. Much love to you. Bye-bye.